attributes of the black man. If you remember, I can't remember the exact year. I have the Newsweek magazine at home. I was digging around to bring it, but I couldn't find it. But the year they brought this magazine out, it's caused a lot of disturbances in the white community and in white churches. Because as you can see, the search for Adam and Eve, and they had on or have on the cover a black man and a black woman. I gave you the original drawing before it was added to the cover so that you could see that the European know who the original man and the original woman truly is. But there's something about that picture, and I was carrying the magazine around with me for a while when the magazine came out, and I was showing it to brothers and sisters, and they saw everything but one thing. The serpent. And the serpent is between the black male and the black female. The serpent separated Adam or Adam. And it is the serpent today still separating the black man. All right? And that is where our issue really lies. The devil is constantly separating us. And if you look closely, the greatest battle that the black so-called man and black so-called woman is having, not only in America but around the world, is sexism. We're separated more by the sexes than we are by any other thing. Now we have an internal battle going on amongst ourselves between black men and black women. And because of this great turmoil, this battle, it has led us to separate and cling to self. In other words, it separated the black man and black woman to the point where the black man no longer sees a need for the black woman clinging now to self, a black man, and the black woman no longer sees a need for the black man clinging to self, a black woman. This is how homosexuality grew through sex. Sexism, the dividing of the black man and the black woman. You know the devil is crafty when they can get some of your best people. Your liberators, your freedom fighters, to come out and embrace this foolishness. It is really sad. But we're talking about the equal attributes. So Queen and Song, let's go to the word equal so we can move forward and understand the message of the morning. The equal attributes. Do you have it, Brother Sekou?
Yes.
All right, I see.
Attribute, quality ascribed to someone, a distinguishing mark, a feature, characteristic, or inherent part of someone, a trait, element, component, a standard or normal part of a person.
Hallelujah. So your attribute is what? It is your features, your characters, your power. The black man and black woman are equal in attributes. If they are equal in attributes, and we're going to prove this, one could not have come before the other.
Come on, brother.
Am I right?
You're right.
Equal means to be balanced. Equal means to step or to move at the same time. So if we were created in balance and created equal in all our attributes, the only thing that separates the black male from the black female is gender. Gender is the only thing that separates us. The other attributes are balanced. And we are balanced also there because one cannot produce without the other. Isn't that true? And we're going to touch on that again too. So let's look at two familiar, well, I know one is very familiar to you, and another scripture, one from the Bible and one from the Quran, Genesis chapter 1 and Surah 95 of the Quran. Genesis 1 and Surah 95. Let's look at these two scriptures very quickly here.
Genesis 1:26. Let us create, not make, man in our image, after our likeness. Surah 95:4. Verily, we created man in the best of mold, stature.
Hallelujah. Who is this us, our, and we? We have to understand that. And we have to make it clear. All right? Who is the image of God? And who is it that is created in the best mode, meaning your mode is greater and better than anybody on the planet? Did y'all catch that?
Yes, sir.
The black man and the black woman is greater than any living creature on the planet. You and I were created in the best of modes. Why? Because that mode is the direct image of the God and the goddess. In other words, there's nothing on the planet, man nor beast, that has the image and likeness of the Creator but you and I.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How then have we become the lowest on the planet?
That's right.
When we have the highest image and the greatest what? Mold, meaning fashion, shape, form. We're the greatest there is. But we have become the less. That's a powerful thing. To know who the black man is, brothers and sisters, we must first recognize who the we, the our, and the us is, because we came from the we, the our, and us. Unlike Christianity, we refuse to believe that we, our, and us is the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. We have proof that it isn't.
Teach you, brother.
Yes, sir.
To understand the we, our, and us, we do not believe that it is the black man, as the Nation of Islam teaches, right here at this moment, creating the white man. Because that is not really the white man. That created man is you and I. And that man, Hadam, is male, female. The we, our, and us is not God and Jesus and the ghosts. It's not Yakub.
No.
Neither is it God and the angels. But it is God, goddess.
Teach it.
That's the we, our, and us.
Yes, sir.
When the black man says to his woman, let us have a child, no one else is in the room. Is it?
The ghost ain't there.
No one else is in that room. If someone else is in the room with you while you are procreating, something is wrong. Isn't that right? So when you say your creator or your creatress, your God and your goddess created you, and you put someone else in the room, your God's having an orgy.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
That's what they had. This is the God and the goddess speaking. The creator and the creatress speaking. Let us create our children in our image and our likeness. The European was not created in our image and likeness. So this is not the black man creating the white man. Because that white man, that beast ain't nothing like me.
No doubt. No doubt.
Not in nature, not in fashion,
No, sir.
not in looks, not in demeanor, not in love, not in mind. He is nothing like myself.
Not at all.
Is he? I mean, if you want to claim him, power to you. Yahweh, the creator, the name of Yahweh is both male
Yes, it
and
is.
female.
Yes, it is.
Yod is what? Male. He is female. Wa is male. He is female. It's letting you know that the God, goddess are one just in the name alone.
Come on, brother.
Let's go to our next clip, Rena Sana. Let's check it out, because see, we at the SUAN know who the creator is. There you are. That's the name of Yahweh. The masculine, feminine, feminine. You see it?
Yes, sir.
So you can't make God solely he. You can't make the creator solely she. So the attributes of the black man and black woman come from both the God and the goddess. Meaning, you know, the so-called equality we are seeking, because we talk about freedom, justice, and equality. If we want freedom, justice, and equality, you have to understand that the freedom, justice, and equality that you seek can only be obtained in your oneness. Now you see the crafty serpent coming between the black man and black woman, and why he did it?
Teach it, brother.
Because without your oneness, without your unity, you would not survive. The Chinese is unified with his woman. So is the Japanese, so is the Indian, so is the Caucasian, so is the Native American. Everyone is unified with the sexes of their nation, but the black race. That serpent is still wiggling between the two, male and female.
Teach that, brother.
So therefore, we cannot produce the image of our God any longer, nor the image of our goddess, because we have put the goddess on one side and the God on another. We have split up the divine in our nature. Therefore, we have a split in our homes, a split in our communities, a split in our schools, and even a split in our children. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Little boys growing up now don't want. So I was in grade school looking at girls.
Who you telling?
Grade school for the old younger people is elementary school.
That's right.
Some of y'all don't know the old term.
Elementary. That's right.
Niggas in kindergarten, brother.
That's right.
We were writing the little letters. Do
That's
you
right.
love me? I love you. Yes or no? What you look like?
Tell it like it is.
That's right.
Yeah, the little boys want to dress like girls and hang with the girls and become girls, and the little girls want to dress like boys and hang with boys and be boys, and mamas think they're cute,
Yeah.
and daddies don't say nothing.
No, think it's all right. Think it's okay.
They're separating us through the sex. That's the power. When you put those two together, all right. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to our next page. Yahweh is our father. Yahweh is our mother. Depending on the usage at that point in time, it becomes masculine or feminine. All right. Read that for us, please, brother Sekou.
Before Western ideas of organized religion, you had Allah, Alet, Neter, Neteret, Amun, Amanet, Shango, and Oshun, Obatala, and Yemaya.
These are just very, very few
Couple of them, yes, sir.
of the names of the Creator throughout all of Africa and northeastern Africa. You always had a male-female aspect joined together until the European with his Western ideas came into your homeland and gave you a new structure to your spirituality from his Western religious views. Either your God has to be male or female, he told you. So we followed in the devil's path, that old serpent that wiggles between us, and we chose to either make our God masculine or our God feminine. So in Islam, Alat was dropped. Neteret was lost in Neter. Amun, you never hear him talk about Amanet.
Never don't.
You hear Shango, but Ashun is a separate person from Shango. Isn't that right? You got Obatala and you got Yemaya, and they're not even joined together. They're worshipped separately. So the energy, if it's not connected, cannot have power.
Teach it, brother.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
In order for that light switch to make that light come on, there has to be a connection from the switch to the light. And say it again, because I was going there. It has to be what? It has to be male and female.
Yes, it does.
Because everything in the universe evolves around those two energies. One does not move without the other. It takes both to produce everything in the world. We're going to get on that. So you see, brothers and sisters, we are created in the image and the likeness of the God and the goddess. The only problem we have today is, unlike the God and the goddess, we're not joined.
Right.
We're separated. If you really understood what was in you and the power you had and how to use it, you could take a miracle overnight.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes,
But
sir.
we don't understand what we possess. Because in this thing called the sexes, we have a lot of misunderstanding about that thing called sex.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's look at what the Most High says in both the Bible and Quran again.
Genesis 5:2. Male and female created he them,
That's
and
right.
blessed them, and called their name Adam
Yes, sir.
in the day when they were created. Surah 49:13. O man, not mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and female.
Let's look at this thing. All praise be to the Most High.
All the time.
The name of Adam, or what we call Adam in the English, signifies that the man, as they call him, is made up of two sexes, male, female. And the two sexes, male, female, makes the one man. So you see, although me, Brother Tabidi, Sekou, Brother Yabar, and Brother Musa are called man, we're not really man, because we're not whole when you say that. Because man includes female. I'm only half a man. So what you should call a man is, hey, half a man, how you doing? Because you, sister, are the other half of the man. Isn't that true? Because he said he called their name Hadam, or man. And man is broken up into the two. The Quran says, oh man, not mankind that was added, we created you from a single pair. What in the world is a single pair? Single means one, pair means two. How you created us from a single pair? Because you two sexes belong to one body.
Come on, brother.
Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Your single body has been divided into two sexes as the God and the goddess, yet you are one being as the God and the goddess, but you no longer know that. That's why I say a single pair. That's a powerful statement.
Yes, it is.
It is.
So if we created you in a single pair, although you may see yourselves as two, why can't you walk as one, act as one, do as one, believe as one, function as one, manifest as one, build as one, run as one, fight as one?
Yes, sir.
Y'all see why our failure is so big?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We think as individuals.
That's right.
That's why the black community is still screwed up. We're individuals. And one thing I hate to see is when I counsel people, I don't know nothing about you, okay? I'm telling you from my 30 plus years of counseling. When couples sit and speak to me, and Queen Asana bear witness, and they talk and they say, my, and my, this is mine, that's his, this is hers, that's mine.
All the time.
Everything in that household belongs to you both.
That's right.
No matter who paid for it.
That's right.
It belongs to you both. It doesn't belong to your neighbor, your family, your friends, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. It belongs to that one couple.
That's right.
That's why the scripture say when a man and woman come together, he said, let the two be how many fleshes? One flesh. One body. See, we don't understand how this oneness operates. And that's where we are misled by this devil through his Western doctrines and theologies. He teach you about your God and what your God said. And twist your mind and twist your thinking. And we want to go on what the European has devised. All right? So, right here, the creator side called their name Hadam in the Bible, Adam. And the Quran say you were created from a single pair. Right there, both scriptures tell you both came on the same day.
Come on, brother.
Because you came out of one body. That made man was made first. That's the twisted part of the story. They blended two creations together, the created man and the made man. But the made man was made first, and then genetically we made his woman. That's the rib story. Because in your ribs is all those chromosomes. The ancients knew some stuff, didn't they? So we mix the story up, we get confused. But you and I were created on the same day. This brings us to a point of what? Equality.
Yes, sir.
Balance. One can't say I'm older than you. I came first, therefore I'm the head, or I'm the boss. They tricked us. We're going to untrick ourselves.
Teach it, brother.
Because we were created from a single pair.
Yes.
Baba Musa said everything is male and female. Let's go to these pictures real quick. Everything in the universe works on these two energies. I told you before, the screw is what? Male, and the nut is female. The plug is male and the socket is female. You can't see it by flower. It has something called a stamen in it and something called a pistil. The stamen is male and the pistil is female. You have couplers here. Couplers are used in plumbing and mechanical works to join pipes and other things together, but you need two of them. One is male. The one at the bottom is male. It screws into the part that is female. Yin yang. Yin is male, yang is female. Yin yang represents that the whole universe moves on two energies, male energy and female energy. And there is female energy in the male and male energy in the female. One cannot be without the other.
Teach that, brother.
So without this, you no longer have balance. Now you see what's wrong with the black community, the black nation, the black home, the black man, black woman. We are unbalanced because somebody told us, I don't need a man. Now they telling the man, you don't need a woman. Isn't that right?
I need a woman.
But sisters will get upset. Sisters will get upset hearing you say that, sister. I need a man. What? Girl, you don't need a man. You can do it all by yourself. That's why we got all these little faggot boys running around here. I'm going to tell you now, if I didn't have a wife and had a daughter, and I needed some direction, I would take that daughter to my mama, my sisters, my cousins, my friends. Every righteous sister would be a part of her life and help bring her to womanhood, because it's something I can't do. I can be a father to her, but I can't bring her to womanhood because womanhood is not in me.
That's right. That's right.
That's what we don't understand.
That's right. Absolutely.
Let's go to our next picture here. This is the equal attributes. Read that for us, please, Brother Sekou.
Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in Yahweh.
Did y'all catch that in the scriptures? The man is not without the woman, neither the woman without the man. In other words, here's the Creator telling you there must be balance.
That's right.
That sperm, races to that egg.
That's right.
You know, right?
That's right.
Which one is more important than the other?
Both important.
If there was no egg, could that sperm reproduce itself?
No.
If there was no egg,
That's right.
could the mother reproduce the child?
Not at all.
Why y'all let these Negroes fool you? They tell me they don't believe in the virgin birth of Mary. Okay, that's fine. But then you want to tell me the black woman God, because the black woman can create a baby without the use of a man. I haven't seen it yet. Show it to me.
Biology didn't tell you that.
I haven't seen it. Y'all know, I know y'all read these Negro reports. You read it, Brother Ibai, right? The black woman God, she had the capability to produce a child without the use of a man.
Oh, yeah.
Show me. And why did she stop doing it? That's like the white man said, man come from me. You may have come from me, but we didn't evolve from me. And why is it that they ain't stopped evolving?
Why ain't they still producing man?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So see, the devil fools us with simple theologies and idiotologies. And we fall for it because it what? Sounds good. Truth is not about what sounds good. Truth is not even about being black. Truth is about what is. And that's why we can't get ourselves above this state, because we want everything in a black box. And everything, although it's connected to us, the black male and female, it's not a black thing. It's more of a spiritual thing.
Yes, sir.
A righteous thing. A godly thing. The devil know how to play on us.
Been doing
So you see, this backs up the Quran. You were created from a single pair. That's a single pair right there.
That's right.
That's the single pair you were created from. Right there in the sperm, the seed of man, and in the ovary, the egg of the black woman, lies the whole ingredients and design of the God and the Goddess.
Teach it. Teach it.
And there you have the God and the Goddess coming together to produce a small God. Isn't that a powerful thing?
Yes, it is.
We are a powerful people. How then do we put God before Goddess or Goddess before God? We got to stop the madness, because the more we do that, the more we divide ourselves. Because if you think your God is a single entity of a sex, that's the way you're going to act in your own life. If I think God is just a male, I'm going to treat the female a particular way, inferior.
Right.
That's right.
There you go.
I may lash out on her because she's not as valuable as me. That's what brothers do.
That's right.
Then if you think God is just a female, you figure out in your own mind, I really don't need a male.
That's right.
I can do it all by myself.
I'm a virgin Mary.
That's what they saying, right?
That's a lot.
But see, we know the true story, brother.
Yes, sir.
Joseph played a role. All right? Somebody lied to us.
Father told
The
us.
spirit did move, but it moved through Joseph into Mary.
That's right.
Joseph played a role
Yeah.
because the God has already shown you and declared, I don't go outside of the order of my creation.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Does it?
No.
And if, let me use a Christian theology, if Jesus came as my Savior, he had to what? Experience what I experienced. But if you came through the womb of a woman and you don't know nothing about me, you can't save me.
Teach it.
All you can save is the woman.
Yeah.
Because according to Christianity, you don't have nothing of the man. Isn't that right? That's what they say.
That's what he said.
Oh my gracious.
Jesus is the product of the Holy Ghost.
He's a ghost.
He overshadowed Mary. Right?
Biggest
That's what the
lie.
theology
Yeah,
says.
that's the biggest lie.
And Mary just became
And
pregnant.
it makes no sense. It don't even
It
add
doesn't
up.
make sense.
Doesn't
Don't add
even
up. You need the seed and you need the egg.
Yes, you do.
God follows the order of creation.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
Making a
We gotta
mockery out of
understand
God.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So, look at this one, brothers and sisters, because we want to make it clear. One of the variations of the name of Yahweh is Yahuwah, Yahuwah, Yahweh. All right, many variations. Yahweh just is the most popular. All right? And the reason you have many variations, because it's like a lot of the ancient Semitic and African words, we don't know the true pronunciation. That's the reality of it. That's why I don't argue over the name Yahweh, because dear brothers and sisters, we really don't know the true pronunciation. It was lost. We don't really know if we're pronouncing Allah right. Because it was lost. And let me tell you how it was lost. As they started to empower themselves in Africa and enslave our people, what was one of the things they took from us? Your language. When you lose your language over periods and periods of time, you forget not only the pronunciation of the language, you forget the language itself. Remember the old roots where John Amos played Kuta Kinte?
Yeah.
And he was trying to teach kids some words,
Yeah.
but a lot of words he could not remember. So he gave her Kambi Belonga, which means river, and a few other words. But a lot of the language he could no longer remember because he was in America for, what, years. And he had no one to speak the Mandinka language to. He had to speak only English. So his words were getting lost. If you don't use it, you lose it. So that's a short period of time. Think of thousands and thousands and thousands of years now. Not hundreds. Rome been in Europe, Greece been in Europe for years doing this stuff in Africa. So our language, a lot of it has truly been lost. You go to Africa, most Africans don't speak their native language.
Right.
And many parts where the French took over, you have the natural African language mixed with the French.
That's right.
In parts of Ethiopia, you have the Italian
Yes, sir.
language mixed with the ancient whatever language they spoke then. The same thing in South Africa, West Africa, and Central Africa. This man brutalized us. So this is one of the variations of the name. But I want you to know something. It is combined of Yah, He, and Hawa exists. Yahweh is called Yahweh Elohim. Sometimes He is called Hawa Elohim. Now Hawa is feminine. That's the name that Zakar, whom you call Adam, gave his wife, Hawa, whom they renamed Eve. He gave his name, he gave his woman's name, the name of his divine mother. You are Hawa, which is one of the attributes of the Most High. So if you can call Yahweh Hawa, which is a feminine name, then surely that feminine name belongs to that feminine aspect of the Creator. Is that not right?
Yes, sir.
In Islam, there was Allah, there was Allah. They said, no, Allah was a pagan god. But Allah wasn't? See, you got to understand, there's two teachings of Islam during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. The Islam that the Prophet Muhammad, Ibn Abdullah, the son of Abdullah taught, and then there was the Islam that the Turks,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
after Muhammad, came in. And the Turks, like the European, is a male-dominated people. So they got rid of the feminine aspect of Allah and made Allah a pagan deity. You can no longer call on her.
Wow.
And they subjugated their women after they did all that. They did not?
Yeah, they did.
Women can't do anything.
That's right.
In many parts of Arabia, still to this day, under those Turks, they can murder their women in the street.
That's right.
And the police will walk past and whistle.
We love men.
We're not touching, and they're homosexuals.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time in homosexuality and in sheep's, bro.
Big time. Big time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we want to follow those pale arrows.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Hey, right on, brother. Assalamu
Don't
alaikum.
mess with me.
And they allow our young sisters in their stores and they abuse them.
Yes, they do.
They fool them with little trinkets and take them in the back and doing all types of stuff with them.
Yes, sir.
But you go in there and look at one of their women. Look at their women. They'll get upset with you. They'll try to chase you out the store.
He just have to get upset.
And you'll never see their women in that store again.
He just have to get upset.
They'll make sure your eyeballs never fall on her. See, they're not my brother. They may be yours, not mine.
Not at all.
So this name reveals that Yahweh has a what? Feminine side, a feminine aspect, or a feminine identity. Therefore, if the God and the goddess are one, why again are you separated? Let's move on. Let's go even a little deeper. Let's look at Akhenaten real quick here. In this image, you'll find that the ruler of Kemet at one time, Akhenaten, the man who tried to bring what? All of Kemet back to the oneness of the Creator. He purposely had all of his images made in a masculine and feminine manner.
Yes, sir.
No, he wasn't homosexual. Akhenaten had a wife. He had children. All right? But he was trying to bring man back to the oneness of God, and he wanted them to see that oneness through his own image. Because Akhenaten means what? The image or the successor of Aten. He wanted man to know that God is one. Both the masculine and the feminine are one. That's why the sculptures were made in such a manner. He was not a female, a feminist man. He was not a homosexuality as some Europeans tried to teach. They don't give you the true history of Akhenaten. No, he was bringing back the oneness of the Creator. Because in ancient Kemet during that time, what did they do to the Creator? They broke the Creator up. Asa and Aset, Heru and Het-Heru, and Nut and Nunet, and this one and that one. It was no this and.
It was this.
It was Asa Aset. Neteret. Just like the name of Yahweh is one. So he divided it. He tricked us. And Akhenaten was trying to show through his own image, the image of God. That's what he was trying to prove. We still can't see that. Because we allowed the world to trick us. Let's go to that book called The Other Bible real quick. Let's read the scripture in the Other Bible. Brother Sekou, you have it for us?
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Speaking of the Creator and creation, in the first mind being both male and female, both life and light generated through the Word.
The first mind. He's talking about the mind of the Creator. Was the mind of the Creator male? Was the mind of the Creator female? He said the mind of the Creator was what? Both male and female. Meaning it took the mind of the God and the goddess. Let us. That's two talking together. In oneness. That's two thinking on the same level, on the same path. That's two with the same thought. Two with the same form of manifestation. Let us, the mind of God was male and female, meaning the God and the goddess came together. And what? Both of them were life and light. And they, what? Worked through the word. The word means their own speech. In the beginning was the word. That's the speech of God. And the word was God, and the word was with God. That wasn't Jesus. Because that's what they tell you in church. Right? In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, and the word became flesh. You got to understand a lot is said between the first 3 verses and verse 14. When the word became flesh.
Right.
Because the word did become flesh. But a sister, at whatever time it is today, have a child MCV hospital, that's the word made flesh. Every black baby that comes from the mother's womb is the word made flesh. See, Christianity, again, through this Europeans' Western misunderstanding, because we're dealing with someone who's still in elementary school. He's a baby. The last thing that came on the planet. And as I said before, I said again, how is the child teaching the master? And the child just got here 6,000 years ago.
Teach that.
That's right.
And they still digging you up. Still digging you up. Still finding you. Still looking at your bones and saying, this one, my God, is older than that one. How long these niggas been here?
That's what he be saying too.
Elijah Muhammad and our early teachers say you came with the planet Earth,
That's
the
right.
sun, the moon,
Came
and the
with
stars.
Yes,
So if
sir.
you can tell me the age of the Earth, the sun, moon, and stars, you can tell me how long we've been here.
Teach it, big brother.
We're like the Most High said, what? Like the grains of sand
That's right.
on the earth. You can't number us. He said you're like the stars in the heaven.
That's right.
You can't number us.
Not at all.
We've been here for trillions, maybe more than that.
Whatever you want to call it. Yes, sir.
But we came with the beginning of time.
That's right.
Thanks and praises.
We don't have a birthday.
Not at
We
all.
so old.
You just came up.
we just enjoy it, don't we, brother?
We just here.
We just here now. But that's what it says, brothers and sisters, that the first mind, the God mind, was both male and female. And the God mind, this God goddess, created everything through the word, their own spoken language, their own spoken speech. And here we are. Black man and black woman can't even talk together.
Come on, brother.
I'm saying it.
And they do it through religion too. We do it. Shalom, sister. Peace, sister. Assalamu alaikum, sister. She got to bow her head. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You talking to a sister. How you doing, sister? Sister Brown? I can't look her in the eyes. Oh, y'all, come on. Isn't that right?
That's right.
You doing business? You thank the sister. Thank you very much, sister. I appreciate it. You can't shake her hand. You see how the serpent's still working through us?
Yes.
And we fall for this foolishness rather than maintaining our righteousness? Sister hurt. You can't pick her up from the street? You pick her up from the street, she fell down, you pick her up, she go there and embrace you. Oh, no, sister. You can't touch me. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, peace. All praises be to the Lord. You see how they have made us?
No. Yes, sir.
They got us thinking on their level. Because your behavior pattern works that way. That's not my cultural behavior patterns. But now we follow the devil. And we become a sick people now.
Very.
Let's go to the book of Judges. Let's clear up something for our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. Because the Hebrew Israelites will have you believe that the man dominates everything in that Hebrew culture, right?
Yes.
Read this for us. Straight out the book. I didn't write it.
Judges 4:4-5 and 8-10.
Yes, sir.
And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time. And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim.
Yes, sir.
And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. And Barak said unto her, If thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou would not go with me, then I would not go. And she said, I will surely go with thee. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh. And he went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went up with him.
All right, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let me clear something up. In ancient Africa, I don't care when no one said black or white, it's a lie. There was no matriarchal or patriarchal systems in Africa. When you studied ancient Africa from the north to the south, east to the west, you'll find that in every land, at certain points in time, it may have been a king who ruled or a queen who ruled, a chief who ruled or a chiefess who ruled. It was dependent upon who was capable of doing the job. We had balance. We didn't have a head over another. We had balance. And here in the Bible, from the so-called Old Testament, a sister by the name of Deborah. Deborah was a prophetess. I thought all the prophets were male.
That's right.
Isn't that what they teach you? Christians and Hebrews. But it tells she was a prophetess. Not only was she a prophetess, she was a wife. This sister had a husband. But guess what? As a prophetess and a wife, she was a judge. A judge was a ruler of Israel. Here's a sister ruling the ancient Hebrew. Now go tell that to the Hebrew Israelites. Well, they got the sisters in the back corner. Here's a sister ruling. And not only is she a prophetess and a wife and a ruler over Israel, here you got a brother coming up to her by the name of Barak. And Barak said, Deborah, we're going into battle, and if you don't go, I'm not going. This indicates that this sister was also a military leader. And Barak got what? 10,000 of his men, right? Or was it 10,000?
Yes.
Of his men. And he brought them to Deborah. And Deborah went with him, indicating Deborah led them. Balance.
Yes, sir.
It don't matter whether you're male or female in that way. All I want are workers. And if you're capable of doing it, and brother, if you weak, don't get upset, because if a sister can do the job, she got the position.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right, Baba Musa?
Yes, sir.
That's the way it's going to operate. Even on security. Security is men, but brother, if y'all are not thinking, and one of these sisters got a damn pack, I'm going to sit down and talk with them.
All right.
And I'm going to have to call a meeting, brothers.
Yeah.
Here's your new general.
Come on, brother.
Come on, Brother.
Sister got it together.
Yeah.
Pastor, can we talk to you? Yes, sir. Yeah, you know, she ain't no man.
Boy, not.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Man is made up of two sexes,
Teach
brother.
your big brother.
And the two sexes makes one.
Yes.
Right.
She got the knowledge.
You know.
She may not be able to fight with you, but she can guide you, direct you, give you the information needed. Isn't that right?
Thanks,
In the right
praise.
direction.
Y'all better get it together. Brother Tabiti, I come here, then Brother Tabiti follow, and guess who's sitting in here? Sisters.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right, brother?
Indeed.
So when you're talking about building, you got to look at who's what, there, who's productive, and who's working. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Right there in the book. And that's just one of many, and a lot more has been torn out from the book to what debase the woman,
Yes, sir.
so that we can be of this male-dominated society. We got to go back to the equality of the black man.
Yes.
And again, that word black man don't just mean male.
Come
We
on.
keep getting that word screwed up. Man means male, female. That's what man means. All right?
Yes.
Let's go to our next clip real quick. Hold that for y'all Hebrew Israelite brothers and your Christians who don't believe that a woman should be doing anything.
That's
You
right.
got Christians believing that too.
Yeah. That's true.
The name Yahweh, made up of two words. Yah is masculine, Hawa is feminine. So to make the body of man, again, we're just only showing you need God and goddess to make that male aspect, and God and goddess to make the female aspect. Without that, you would not have a being. And the being would not be whole. So we are slipping in our community and slipping in economical strength and power because black men and black women cannot come together. And this goes all the way up the ladder in politics. A black woman run or says she's going to do something, watch the black male politicians. Watch how they rally against her. Am I telling the truth or not?
You tell the truth. Yeah.
They rally against her.
Yes, sir.
When Shirley Chisholm ran for president in 1972, every black man should have stood behind Shirley Chisholm.
That's right.
That sister was bad.
Yeah.
If you don't know her history, study it. She was outspoken.
Yeah.
She was bold.
Yeah.
The only thing they were looking at was the fact that they were saying, she's a female, she's not attractive. Because you know back then, you had to have what? Blonde hair, blue eyes,
A little color.
white skin, or bright skin.
Yeah, had a little color with it.
But the sister was bad.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was.
And they swept her under the rug through this sexist thing.
That's right.
Shirley Chisholm was a female Adam Clay Powers.
Come on, brother.
And Adam Clay Powers was equivalent to Malcolm X.
That most of it.
Adam Clay Powers went up in the Senate.
Shoot the fake.
He was a senator.
Yes, sir.
When Adam Clayton Powers spoke, Adam Clayton Powers put his gun up on the table. And then all the crackers know y'all can start some mess in here.
Which one y'all first?
They didn't like Adam Clayton
No,
Powers.
they
Not
didn't.
at all.
Brother was bad.
Yes, sir.
He and Malcolm were good friends. Shirley Chisholm was right there with him.
Yes, sir.
But we didn't support the sister because of the white man's mentality. Let's go to our last clip here. Our last message. Brother Sekou, read that for us, please, brother.
The Father's seed is without form, undifferentiated. It is in the womb of the mother that the embryo takes on form and differentiates into various organs and limbs. Formlessness is therefore associated with the masculine, and form associated with the feminine.
Yes, sir.
Masculine and feminine symbolism in Kabbalah by Lord Abrams.
Lord Abrams a Jew. Y'all know that from the last name. They study in your Kabbalah. They mastered it, man.
Yes.
White folks master everything about us.
Yes, she did.
But he's talking about that male-female energy. He said the male energy is what? Formless. The female energy is what gives form. All right? But look at it real clearly. The formless cannot do anything without the form, and the form can manifest because it produces from the formless.
Right.
So you need the two in order to make anything work or move or make progress.
Yes, sir.
We're not making progress again because we're battling amongst ourselves. God is a black man. No, God is a black woman. And while you're arguing that foolishness amongst yourselves, you're further dividing the black race.
Yes.
Because as we argue about the sex in the divine aspect, we're going to argue about it on the physical plane.
Yes, sir.
So it takes the form and the formless in order to manifest anything. And look how rich the Jew is.
Filthy.
You don't never see the Jew man fighting with the Jew woman.
No.
You don't never see them apart. They don't have a dispute in their home, nor in their community. And if they do have it, the world don't know nothing about it.
That's right. That's true.
Isn't that right?
That's
Right.
right.
They know nothing about it. No matter what the Jew male does, the Jew female will back him up. And no matter what happens in the world, the Jew male will not let you harm that Jew female. They got power.
Yes, you do.
That's why I said one time before, I don't care what Negroes say, you respect the white man. And you have to respect him. Why? Because this is his world right now. Satan is the God of this world. Then what scripture say?
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove to you that we all respect him. What time you got to be at work tomorrow?
You gonna be there.
You gotta be on. You gotta get to the
Huh?
plantation.
What time you going to be at work tomorrow?
You gotta get to the plantation. buddy.
And you going to be there at what time?
What time that devil tell you?
Before that time is supposed to start.
When he gives you a letter every year saying you owe this much in taxes, what do?
You better pay him.
You could get distraught. Oh, man, don't go to where I'm going to get this money from.
Message.
Everything we do, we submit to him, meaning you respecting him. Until you have it for yourself, You have to respectfully give it to somebody else. Did you catch it? That's why I say you respect him. You respectfully give up to someone else because you don't have the power right now to do it or build it or fashion it for yourself because you're too busy working against self. And if self was able to come together spiritually, mentally, and physically, overnight, all of this was changed. I do respect Minister Farrakhan. I'm going to tell you why. Minister Farrakhan did something that Elijah Muhammad did not do. What did Minister Farrakhan do? He opened the door for sister ministers to come up.
Yes.
He gave them room. He gave them what? Position. And he made them of a higher status than they were. Don't get me wrong, Elijah didn't disrespect them, but he had the order of the male and the female. The male was here, the female was that. Farrakhan's trying to bring them up together. And if you heard this old message Elijah spoke, he said, after me, one will come and teach you another Islam. People didn't catch that though. So you have brothers still holding on to the old stuff the messenger taught. Whereas Farrakhan brought them out of that without neglecting the messenger. Because what the messenger taught was for that time. What needs to be taught is for this time. We don't understand that. You can hold on to your traditions, your culture, and your heritage, but you have to understand everything in your history, culture, and heritage is not for this time. Some of it was for that time. Now, as you progress, you need teachings to elevate you in the time you are now in, because through time, you enter different dimensions.
Yes, sir.
And all dimensions are not the same. That's why we sit back, some of us who are old school, and we look at this new dimension we're in, and we have a hard time struggling with it, but we're trying to adapt to it and bring ourselves up to that level, because our dimension was totally different.
Yes, sir.
As one brother I spoke to yesterday said, we living in strange times now. These times are strange to me. This dimension is weird. There's a whole lot going on. Like I said, my dimension, I grew up, it was man looking at female.
That's right.
We ain't had no boys looking at boys.
Not at all.
Man, you got hurt doing that stuff. You got cut off, and nobody bothered you. We didn't have this foolishness going on. There wasn't nobody taking little children and kidnapping them and raping them in the black community. We saw a little child, we wanted to know where they were going, were they all right? We watched them to make sure nobody else harmed them. We didn't steal our own sisters, throwing them in trunks and selling them to Europeans for money. Don't y'all know a lot of brothers involved in this stuff? All these missing children, missing women. These are not brothers, niggas involved in this stuff, because we no longer know the value of the other half of ourselves. We don't know the value of them. So we mistreat them, we abuse them, we use them. Look at the song. Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke. Look at how they used to, the Shy-Lights sing to women and about women. Versus this new dimension of what the names they call women and how they sexually exploit women and abuse women and stuff like that. What kind of mess is this? So we don't know. So brothers and sisters, there's an equal attribute to the black man that must be united. And that is the coming together of male, female, energy, power, strength, and mind. And until we do that, black nation will stay dead. Ashe.